Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is James Ramos from At the Quarter Pole, and I have my 2023 Stephen Foster pick. And my pick for the race is going to be Last Samurai. Last Samurai is the horse I like in the race. I have reasons why I like this horse. I like the race that he ran in the Oakland Handicap. I did some replays and researches, and he showed like he really ran well in that race. He came in second, being a half a length to Proxy on the inside. We've looked at that race carefully, ladies and gentlemen, that he came around the inside of Stiletto Boy and bumped initially with Stiletto Boy rounding around the quarter pole. He kind of threw him off a little bit off his pace, was resolute and ran second in the race. I think this horse has a chance of winning the race right now. And normally he does his best running at Oakland Park. I'm taking a big chance that he'll do better today. He's getting a good odds at 10-1. So I like 10-1 over a race that it's very, very competitive. The morning line favorite is going to be between Proxy and Smile Happy. Proxy won the Oakland Handicap coming from the outside. He had the easier trip considering that Last Samurai in the Oakland Handicap bumped with Stiletto Boy. He came and swung the outside, won by a half a length. Stiletto Boy is a hard try in the race. He seems to always gives an impeccable effort, but he seemed like it was hard to use against that race. And I took a little bit out of him in that race when he was running head-to-head with Giants Causeway. Like I said before, this is an impeccable, good race with a lot of talent and a lot of prices here. There's also horses like not just Proxy, but West Willpower is a very good horse. Smile Happy's in the race. Also, Rock and Roll. That is, Kenneth Peak has two horses in this race, and Rock and Roll and Smile Happy. And if you look at this, if you look at the DRF, it shows that Rock and Roll has won 3 of the last 3. He's looking for his 4th win. He won the Blame, but before he won the Blame, he won that race of Pimlico Special against Speed Bias, where he came from off the pace. He bucked the bias, pardon the pun, to beat Speed Bias as the race was running 23 and 47. It was much in the favor of Speed Bias to win that race. He looked like he was a winner at the last 60 of the mile just to get nosed out by Rock and Roll. Yeah, I looked at the race on the horse replays on the race, and it just looked like that Rock and Roll was being hard to use the last quarter mile. It was noticed the jockey was going to a right-handed stick and really using him hard. I think I'm looking at a bounce for Rock and Roll. He is good odds right now at 92. The Daily Racing Nation has already got the odds. Right now we have Proxy at 3-1, Stiletto Boy 6-1, Rock and Roll at 9-2, Smile Happy at 7-2. We also have Speed Bias at 10-1. Also, Last Samurai is 10-1. And those are the 7 horses I left. I know I left a horse without Jimmy Graham. Doesn't look like he has a chance at 20-1. I threw as my first throw out, probably the only easy throw in the race. I think everybody's ultra competitive in this race. Even with the speed figures, a lot of these horses run equally on their best day between a 115 to 117 speed buyer. West Willpower is a horse that was a 3-5, lost to the Alashiba. Last Samurai came out of the same race, being 4th in that race, way out of it, 7 lengths. And if you look at the composite track, ladies and gentlemen, you notice that the inside was not running that well. It looked like everybody was stuck in concrete in the inside. So I'm hoping that's just the inside was not running or running for that day. A lot of the handicappers look at the bias if it's running from the outside to inside. Normally, biases run better on the outside than the inside, traditionally. So I'm looking at Last Samurai is going to be better odds than West Willpower from 7-1. I like that 10-1 price. I think D. Wayne Lucas will not have this horse in Ellis Park, considering they moved the track from the meeting, I should say, the meeting from Churchill Downs to Ellis Park. So right now, I believe that the Last Samurai didn't have a shot to come in and really have a good showing in this race. I think Lucas would have took this horse out of state and not have him around, considering that the meet now is running at Alice from Churchill. He didn't like the Churchill track. It looks like the inside look, it didn't appeal to horses being on the inside. It looked like favorite horses coming from 3 and have the 4th path. And that is my pick for the Stephen Foster. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. This is James Ramos from At the Quarter Pole. Good night, folks.